The interiors are intentionally designed in a way that it's very luxurious, but it's also intended to be somewhat quiet to your experience of what's happening outside of those windows. I'm Tom Kundig. I was the director of design for Moonlight Basin, One and Only. One of the biggest honors for me was to be asked to work on this piece of property because it meant a lot to me personally, both as a landscape I grew up in, but also an area that I spent some time skiing. As you approach the valley, the Moonlight Basin, you're entering through the forest, and as you turn around, that's when Lone Peak makes its appearance. And the resort itself is entirely kind of quiet within the forest. It's intentional that when you come into that lobby, that virtually all of the architecture, even the furniture, is just set aside, and you're just overwhelmed with this mountain that fills the entire visual cone. That interior context that One and Only wants to develop is about hospitality, it's about safety, it's about refuge, it's about everything that a guest experience, a hospitality experience is supposed to be. Ultimate comfort, ultimate luxury. But here it's located in a landscape that represents challenges, and to bring those two together, you can really elevate the experience, the sort of yin and yang of the challenging landscape and the ultimate luxury of a guest room in a One and Only resort. The spa is a particularly vulnerable place for any individual. And so to take that one step further, that sense of vulnerability, is to literally open the side of a building so that you just feel the interior space rushing out to heighten the experience of the place, of that landscape. And hopefully enticed to go out into that landscape, because that's the reason you're up at the basin. Mountain landscapes are true four seasons. We are there as the architects to choreograph your experience of those big mountains. If the architecture is doing its job, in a sense it's retreating. It's about being simple, it's about being rational, it's about being tough, designed to withstand the challenges of the climates. It's really intentionally a framework to experience the most important reason you're there, which is that landscape. The way you move through the buildings, the way you move around buildings, the way you're introduced to that view, the way the view is taken away from you, the way you sort of circulate around the buildings, through the forest, and up into the mountains. It's intentionally set up to reintroduce you to that bigger, larger view, and then the little micro views down to the meadows, down to the flowers, down to the shorelines, and then balance that with the big view. Of course, we're going to use the materials that we can find in the surrounding forests as much as possible, because there is then that natural relationship. Western red cedar, it's a material that weathers well in our climate. It's also a material that breathes because it's a natural material. It's not a hard material, it's a soft material, and you can sort of sense it, but it's still tough. As it matures, I'm hoping the feeling is even elevated to what I sense right now. I'm really proud of the team, the owners, the contractors, the designers, to develop a place that is more about the natural place than it is about the built place. It's almost as if you come to the site, you are blown away by the landscape, you're blown away by the meadows and the place, and then all of a sudden you take a second look and you realize, oh, wait a minute, the architecture had a lot to do with that experience. And that is the best possible compliment to any architecture.